Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free Radio Parami app.
Determined speeches all night in the Senate.
It's chaos. One fiasco after another.
Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Here's Senator Chris Coons.
The last 100 days, President Trump has made Americans less safe, less prosperous, and less free.
This could be a big deal. What the Supreme Court will consider this morning.
An Oklahoma-based case that could allow for the nation's first religious charter school. That measure could also greatly expand taxpayer funding for religious education. Justices will weigh if St. Isidore of Seville Catholic Virtual School, which is privately run but publicly funded, can offer a religious education.
Fox's Todd Pyro. Wisconsin Supreme Court has suspended Judge Hannah Dugan, Milwaukee judge who was arrested last week, accused of trying to thwart the arrest of an illegal immigrant in the courthouse. America's listening to Fox News.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity is stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-213-5757. 800-213-5757.
Schools are again offering just remote learning today in Chatham, Illinois, near Springfield, where they're mourning the 4 students killed when a car smashed through an after-school program on Tuesday. The driver is not in custody. Police do not believe it was intentional. One person is dead after a crash in Delaware.
2 people are in the custody of Newark, Delaware police after the Tuesday afternoon incident. It started when officers tried to arrest the driver and passenger of a U-Haul truck that had been rented but reported as not returned when it was due more than a month ago. The U-Haul's driver took off, hitting 2 pedestrians and crashing into several parked vehicles before being caught. Witnesses say it was chaotic.
All we heard was like car crashing and a bunch of noise, and we heard like gunshots, and like it was just the scariest moment of my life. I don't know what was going on. It's just a lot.
Newark police officials say their officers did not engage in pursuit. The University of Delaware says the pedestrian killed in the crash was a student. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed the day after big gains, despite another drop in consumer confidence to a 5-year low. In the NBA playoffs, 2 teams advance.
Here's Gary Trent Jr. Let's it fly. And the Pacers are moving on. What a comeback in overtime.
Down 7 in OT, the Indiana Pacers rallied back to beat and knock out the Milwaukee Bucks 119-118 on NBA TV.
Indiana moved on to the second round and will play the Cleveland Cavaliers. The reigning NBA champs, the Boston Celtics, are into the second round after a 120-89 win over the Orlando Magic. Celtics await the winner of the Knicks-Pistons series. In New York last night, Game 5, Detroit the winner. Pistons beat the Knicks 106-103. Sent the series back to Detroit for Game 6 tomorrow. New York up 3-2. The Denver Nuggets got 43 points from Jamal Murray in Game 5 against the Clippers. Nuggets went up 3-2 with a 131-115 victory.
That's Fox's Jared Max. In the NHL playoffs, Carolina knocked New Jersey out in double overtime. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Well, one of us is broadcasting from the Valley. That would be producer Fred Cruz from 710 KURV HQ in Mission, Texas. Welcome to the program. I'm Sergio Sanchez, broadcasting from San Antonio this morning, reporting to you from just down the highway from the Bexar County Economic Development Office. Appreciate you being with us. So stick around. We got a conversation with AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. He's at a third location. He's up literally in his mom's basement up in Minnesota, and he's got rain in the forecast. By when? Well, join us in just a few minutes for that. In the meantime, Valley leaders and Texas lawmakers, they gathered in Washington. They were praising a new agreement that's going to promise to send more water to the Rio Grande River. USDA and the State Department brokered an agreement which will see Mexico release some water from 6 tributaries of the Rio Grande. Here's Stephen Pickering with this report on how this is a big win-win for Texas farmers and Valley farmers.
The U.S. has been pressuring Mexico for years to live up to the terms of a 1944 treaty setting out details of how water from the Rio Grande is allocated. Texas farmers and ranchers have accused Mexico of failing to send enough water from Rio Grande tributaries to the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins says the Mexican government has now committed to transfer water from international reservoirs and increase the U.S. share of the flow in 6 of Mexico's Rio Grande tributaries through the end of the current 5-year water cycle. She says it solidifies a plan for immediate and short-term water relief to meet the needs of Texas farmers and ranchers for this growing season.
The big hope is that any water that Mexico receives from any tropical system in the interior will eventually be released into Amistad and to Falcon. This new agreement that was much celebrated yesterday includes, again, the immediate release of some water into that Amistad Dam, very far away from us, west of us, followed by monthly releases into Amistad and into the Falcon Dam. It's 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. If you listened to the morning news yesterday, we had Dr. Dan King from Region 1 talking about the school and school district grades that were received by TEA. At the end of the interview, he made mention to this on that KURV interview, a new education opportunity for adults in the Valley. Yesterday, the city of FAR made the announcement that they are going to help fund a high school that is dedicated to adult education. City of FAR announcing the donation of $1 million to the Possible Dream Foundation. The foundation plans to open its adult high school later this year at the former FAR Event Center. In state news, lottery couriers have been banned in Texas, meaning that no more purchasing tickets online.
The Texas Lottery Commission officially banned lottery couriers. They buy lotto tickets and sell them online. Commission General Counsel Bob Baird
required the commission to revoke the lottery ticket sales agent license of a retailer that works in concert with the courier.
This came after 2 criminal investigations called by the governor and lieutenant governor. Questions first surfaced in 2023 about a bulk online purchase of 26 million tickets in a 72-hour period, leading to a $95 million winning ticket. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Those who play the lottery must be assured that every game is honest and you have a fair chance to win. If we cannot guarantee that, then the lottery should not continue.
The Lottery Commission also facing a lawsuit from the courier Lotto.com. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Coming up on 7:09, this is the Valley's Morning News with AccuWeather. Want to say thank you first to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. Well, this coming summer is going to be a scorcher. So make sure that your cattle have Purina liquid feed. Dougie and Martin Farm and Ranch. They are the best dealers, certified dealers for Purina liquid feed. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine is joining us, and we're looking at rain in the forecast. You mentioned on Saturday, election day of all days on Saturday, right, Jeffrey?
Actually, Friday night it'll arrive, and then Saturday and into Sunday. It'll be around, and the heaviest of which is on Saturday itself. More or less heavy, but some could be strong. So definitely want to have a way to get weather alerts just in case they are issued. Next week, Monday might have a shower or thunder shower. Then Tuesday into Wednesday, another round pushes through.
So if we get rain, there must be a lot of rain north of us, like in Central Texas, up in San Antonio, right?
Yeah, so the Texas travel I'll start out in Dallas today and into tonight. Severe weather is expected, and that's going to be on the realm of damaging winds, hail. There could be an isolated tornado too. And then tomorrow night into Friday, another round pushes through. That one on the more marginal side for severity. San Antonio will jump down there. Today, there could be some strong storms. Hail damaging winds is the primary threats. Light on the rain side, but again, the storms could be on the strong side. Tomorrow and Friday, by the way, we're going to see a couple more rounds as well. Houston gets them today and into tomorrow, and another round on Friday.
Well, as I said yesterday, it's just nice to have all this cloud cover. It keeps temperatures away from triple digits.
Well, and speaking of temperatures, I mean, after the round Friday night through the weekend, we go from the 90s to mid to upper 70s, low 80s on Saturday.
Ooh, nice.
That'll feel really nice.
Yeah, I might get me a hoodie like the one you're wearing right now. It's going to be nice and cool compared to right here. I'm
nice
looking
little hoodie.
Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm in San Antonio right now. Freddie's holding down the fort in Mission at the moment at KURV. And because of social media, Jeffy, because we're broadcasting on X, on YouTube, right, on Facebook, it's the way it is, man. It's the future's now, and this is the way it will be. And all this traditional broadcasting with expensive suits and ties and all that, man.
I mean, you got a nice suit on though.
Well,
I had a suit. I just don't wear it.
I've got a jacket. That's about it, But this, you don't need no fancy suits to be dispensing information that's relevant and important to your life, weather and business news. Yeah, so enjoy that. Our John Fetterman look. That's the way.
Yeah.
You look great, son. You
Thank
look really good this morning. All right. Let me check the and I'm talking about me too, man, because I'm not wearing no tie, nothing like that. Let me see.
On the day
you like
calendar,
raisins? You like
see,
raisins?
Today's Wednesday. Oatmeal cookie day.
Yeah, oatmeal cookie and raisins. We're celebrating raisins as well. You like raisins?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So why not do oatmeal and raisin cookie?
More raisins in those oatmeal cookies. And I was telling Freddie, it's Stop Food Waste Day. So you can't clean the refrigerator today. You can't throw away any food. You have to wait till tomorrow. So don't clear out the refrigerator yet.
Even if it's moldy and you can't do it.
I don't know. Give it to the university down the street. You might have that cure for something in some of those dishes. And I've never tried this. That bubble tea that has those little sugary.
Oh, the boba.
Right. It's it didn't say boba tea. It says unless I'm
bubble or boba. Same,
bubble tea.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed some of that?
Oh,
It's
I've
like
had
nothing
it all the time. I love those
Yeah.
bubbles, and they're really cool. You bite into them, and they let the flavor out. Oh, so good.
They're like gummies, right? That's what it is. Like
Kind
it's
of,
like
yeah.
a drink with
Liquid
gummies.
filled gummies.
That's what it is. Oh yeah, and today, if you've been lying every single day, today you have to be honest. Today is Honesty Day.
Good thing I told the good forecast.
Yeah, we'll see. We do need the rain down here, but
Yes.
of all days, Jeffy, my goodness, on Election Day on Saturday, on Friday.
I'm
and
sorry,
into
I
Saturday.
can't
There we
choose
go.
the time.
I got you, buddy. We'll see you next hour.
Yep.
That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine on 710 KURV. Again, big thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch for 7 o'clock AccuWeather. The owner of the Houston Rockets and CEO of Landry's. You guys pay attention to Texas news. You know who that is. Tillman Fertitta is now the Trump administration ambassador to Italia in San Marino. Well, it's nice to make national news for something good. Check this out. Brownsville, we're making national news. Starbucks has opened a new type of store in Brownsville.
The company opened its first 3D printed store in Brownsville on Monday. A large 3D printing machine made panels for the store's outer shell using a concrete-like material. Windows, doors, and a porch were then built to complete the concept. The store takes up about 1,400 square feet and has no indoor seating, focusing on mobile order pickups and drive-through customers. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
And finally, here's an example, a reminder of how you just can't take your eyes off your kids. Curators at a Dutch museum say a painting worth millions of dollars damaged by an unsupervised child.
Spokesperson for the museum in Rotterdam says the 1960 abstract painting by American artist Mark Rothko has a number of visible scratches in the unvarnished paint layer after the child touched the lower part of the work. The identity of the child and the parents has not been released. In the past, the museum has billed visitors who damage artworks on display. Restoration experts have been brought in to repair the painting. I'm Michael Kastner.
Count your blessings. Could have been worse. The kid could have taken some crayons to the thing, I suppose. The time is 7:15. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Up next, going to share with you a conversation I had with Dante Gagliazzi. He is with the International Growers Association. He was, I believe, I saw him in the picture. He was there with some local leaders and folks up in Washington celebrating the water release by Mexico. We're celebrating it. We still need to see it, though. But we talked about other things. We talked a little bit about that. But also tomato prices might be going way, way up, and why you need to eat more Valley watermelons. Dante Gagliazzi, next on 710 KURV, the Valley's Morning News. Part of it, I'm broadcasting today from San Antonio.
Active Liver is the easy way to get daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Nick, this is your phone here in the passenger seat. Look at me.
No, I'm driving.
You got a text. It says, "Yo, dude, your friends are fascinating. Let's text them back."
It can wait.
Sports app. Oh, you gotta see this play.
Later.
Hey, you got invited to a party. We need a RSVP now.
Phone, silence yourself.
Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Talk, text, crash. A message from TxDOT.
The voice of the next generation of conservatives.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weeknights at 8 on News Talk 710 KURV, KURV.com, and on the Radio Potami app.
This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV on your station for Astros baseball. Very, very big thank you to our supporters this season. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, and also a very big thank you to all the gang at the Mission Economic Development Office. I welcome back our friend Dante Gagliazzi. He is the Chief President, CEO, Texas International Growers Association. First up, let's get this one out of the way. Congratulations on a successful Viva Fresh big convention up in Houston. Quick note, and thank you to all of y'all who joined us for the broadcast. We got many of these interviews that we conducted in Houston at Viva Fresh. You can find them on LinkedIn, on 710 KURV, LinkedIn, on 710 KURV, X, Facebook, all those sites as well. Let's go straight to tomatoes, to the tomato section, Dante. So I'm hearing that there's concern that maybe prices might go up because of tariffs and all that. So catch us up to speed on that.
Yeah. So thank you, Sergio, and thank you again for covering Viva Fresh.
Yes, sir.
Right into tomatoes, though, so your listeners know that the U.S. Department of Commerce is talking about withdrawing from the tomato suspension agreement. We've had this agreement in place for the last 30 years. It's what governs the rules for bringing Mexican tomatoes into this country, which is important. You know, we brought in 4.1 billion pounds of Mexican-grown tomatoes last year, and 2.3 of those came through Texas. So it's huge business for Texas, but it's huge for American consumers. So anyway, this agreement goes away, Sergio. Those tomatoes are going to have to pay a 21% duty. It's very similar to a tariff. It means they got to pay that 21% before they come in the country. And that's going to limit Mexican tomatoes coming into this country. And that's huge, man. You know, I think it's something like 90% of the tomatoes that we eat in this country are imported, most of them from Mexico. So we're going to lose access. And if you lose that access, someone's got to pay, and you got to pay for that. What's still in the marketplace.
I saw in some news write-ups that you and other folks had a sit down expressing concern about all this. What needs to happen to prevent this from kicking in?
Yeah. So what we need to do, Sergio, is we need to get the U.S. Department of Commerce to modernize the agreement, to improve it, right? The last one they did was from 2019. Conditions change, business changes. We get that. We understand it, but you know, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Just warm the bathwater back up. That's what we're saying. So we really need Commerce to sit down and figure out, all right, let's establish a new floor price or minimum sales price. Let's see if maybe there's some rules we can improve. But largely, you know, you look at what Department of Commerce has audited on that program for the last 5+ years, and actually go back the last 30 years, the program's a success. You don't have people cheating it. There might be one or two people that are doing something wrong, but between both the industry and Department of Commerce auditing, monitoring, and reporting, they jump down on those people pretty quickly. And so we see a very successful agreement here, but it's got to stay in place or Americans aren't going to get their tomatoes.
Okay. Dante Galeazzi, he's the president, CEO of Texas International Growers Association. Topic right now is this agreement that might be suspended in several weeks, maybe by summer. Tomatoes might, there might be a tariff or tax imposed on some of these tomatoes coming in from Mexico. And since we get the overwhelming amount from Mexico, yeah, you can see how that would affect people's pocketbooks. So much like the water issue got the attention of the White House, thanks to all the noise made by, for example, Team Cruz, no relation to each other, Monica de la Cruz and Senator Ted Cruz, also Senator John Cornyn, and of course other reps. I know that Chente made some noise there in Brownsville, and we had Henry also on our side, west of us in Laredo. Do you see this issue, this potential reassessment of tariffs, this agreement suspended where tomatoes would cost more? Do you see this issue getting the attention that it needs by the White House, by these lawmakers, in order to, try to do something before everything kicks in? I don't know, like sometime this summer, July, whenever that is.
Yeah, so we do. So we have been in conversation with our elected officials. We've been sharing them information. Our association actually had a report done by Texas A&M just to analyze it. And not to overwhelm you with numbers, but 30,000 jobs in Texas directly depend on that agreement. The economic impact to this country is huge too, Sergio. For every dollar of Mexican tomatoes we import, the United States produces $2.67 of economic activity. So just by allowing these imports, it is a plus to the U.S. economy. But aside from that, it is getting attention. It's getting attention at Commerce. I don't know that it's made it all the way up to the White House or the administration. I suspect it has, but yeah, we are absolutely looking to elevate the volume on it, just like we are on water. I mean, just as water is absolutely critical to our Texas farmers, this Mexican tomato industry is absolutely critical to our region. 30,000 Texas jobs. Those are hard to replace.
Who is growing tomatoes in our country that might be able to make that up over the next, year or so, if, let's say, worst case scenario kicks in?
Nobody. You know how many tens to hundreds of thousands of acres you would have to convert into tomato production to be able to satisfy that new lack of volume? It's just too staggering, Sergio. Our U.S. producers could pivot, right, and could invest, but the Mexican industry has invested billions of dollars into tomatoes because they're growing them in greenhouses. They're growing them under shade cloth. And you need tractors, you need packing lines, you need equipment. That's all tons of money. And our American farmers are faced with challenges, labor shortages, low markets, weather issues, regulations. So yeah, we have some U.S. producers who could pivot and could pick up some of that lost acreage or volume, but not nearly enough. And the other thing too, Sergio, is most of Mexico's tomato production is happening at a time of year when the rest of the country is covered in snow. Right? So, where are we going to get these tomatoes?
Oh, my goodness. Well, it looks like I'm finally going to get a chance to use that tomato plant kit that producer Freddie gave me for Christmas, and it's just kind of sitting there like on the shelf. I'll take it out, and of course you put the thing hanging, and it grows little tomatoes. No, I'm going to hope and pray that this gets resolved. President, CEO of Texas International Growers Association, Dante Galeazzi, joining us. So a few days back, we had Senator John Cornyn, and he had a sit down with you and other folks here at the chamber and other EDC folks in Mission. Which, and let me say, just to pump my own KURV chest around here, you do realize, you guys in EDC in the chamber at City Hall, Senator Cornyn, you guys had to go to him, right? He came to us here at KURV, visited and said, okay. So what did he say? Did you talk about tomatoes, water debt? What was it that you guys talked about with Senator Cornyn when he came in?
Well, with Senator Cornyn, so let me first say this. We talk with his team about everything. We try to keep them abreast of what's happening. We try to make sure they understand the issues. And just like he comes to you, he'll come to us and say, hey, this thing's coming down the pipeline. What do we do? So the senator and frankly, all of our elected officials do a great job of making sure they're open for communication. That particular meeting, though, last Thursday, we were talking about the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
That's right.
TCJA.
That's
right. And so The Senate and the House are talking about how they keep that important cut in the budget and the conversations that are coming. And frankly, what we did, Sergio, is we talked about what those cuts have meant for different sectors of business, whether it was small business, whether it was restaurants, small producers and manufacturers. I was there obviously representing ag, and it was huge, man. You know, Sergio, I don't know how familiar your listeners are with that, but if you're in the business and you have physical assets like, I don't know, tractors or irrigation lines or, you know, other types of equipment that it takes to move your product from the field to the shipping or grading house, you need the equipment. And those tax cuts were so helpful. It helped us allow to depreciate used equipment that had been purchased, which is what most small farmers are going to buy or need. It helped us with the estate tax, which is huge in farm. Ag, it's often said we're land rich, capital poor. And then you had some other great things like pass-throughs and different accounting rules that helped our farmers save some money against taxes. And what's so important is they get to use that money to invest and purchase additional equipment, which means more jobs, more supply chain, more everything.
Yeah. We hear that they're still plowing forward with renewing those tax cuts for business, and we hope it comes through. Mexican water issue. We heard that Mexico's committed to paying that back. She crawled, in Mexico City, the Mexican president cried, Tío, cried uncle, and said, okay, we'll pay it back. Thing is, we don't know where we're going to get it from or any allocations. And Brooke Rollins, the ag commissioner, I understand, it has this team that's trying to negotiate all this. When Senator Cornyn was here, I just asked him, Senator, can you please make sure you have somebody from South Texas, whether it's Dante or, somebody that is listening to the details, because I don't trust Mexico, and I don't believe that they will pay us back anytime soon. And if they get water from some tropical system in the interior, and they don't release it from the dams or force the people with their hand on the spigot to release that water, there need to be consequences. And we haven't heard much. They're finalizing details, and we'll leave it at that, I guess. You mentioned to me, tell people to eat more watermelon. Why, Dante?
Yeah. So real quick, before we jump off that water thing, Sergio, I just want to touch on it and say, we need to make sure that South Texas is present there.
Yes.
And Senator Cornyn, Senator Cruz, Representative Dela Cruz, Representative Gonzalez and Cuellar, all five have been very vocal, very clear about what needs to happen. And so we're behind them on this. And we love that it's finally getting the attention it needs, because that issue is so huge. And another issue that's huge is Texas watermelons. Now is the season, right? Our guys have had a lot of challenges. We've fought late freezes. We've fought these crazy rains. We've fought excessive heat. Texas watermelons are coming to the market. And you know what people don't know? Canada still has a 25% tariff against watermelons coming from the U.S. to Canada. A huge market for our Texas farmers is Canada. So we are going to have a lot of volume here in place. And so we want people to eat their Texas watermelons. I mean, it's the season. We're ready for it, but let's support our farmers. Go out there and get that extra watermelon.
Can you tell me in 15 seconds or less, how do you know it's a sweet watermelon? Like what do the lines look like? What's the color on that?
Oh, I got you here. You want good dark green with a light green line right in between, a little smaller, generally about the size of your pinky. Okay. On the bottom of the watermelon should be a good yellow, like a yellow belly about the size of your hand. Okay. And when you hit it, it should have a thump, like it's like a bongo, like a good thump. That means that you have a good water ratio in there, which means you've got good sugar and taste.
Excellent. I'll try that. I'll go back and write it down and try it. Thank you, Dante. Be well, my brother. We'll look forward to our next conversation. He is President, CEO, Texas International Growers Association, Dante Galeazzi. Be well, brother.
Thanks.
This is the morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. Again, that conversation I had with Dante, I do believe it was yesterday or the day before. Yeah, we try to capture some of that audio video for you and put it on you. 710 KURV X, YouTube, Facebook as well. This is the morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. Just a few sentences of issues affecting your pocketbook. Budget retailers, all that stuff from China. Temu. I think the other one's called Sheen or Shine. I don't buy stuff on there. Increasing their prices in response to new tariffs. May 2nd is the first portion of the calendar that kicks in. June 1st is the next position on the calendar. They will be raising prices. A new tool using artificial intelligence has been able to diagnose arthritis. 98% accuracy. It's research from South Korea. And folks at the Maquilas in Monterrey and Saltillo happy about this. President Trump walking back tariffs on some automakers. President Trump signing a pair of executive orders that would remove tariffs that Ford, GM, and other automakers said would raise the cost of production. Thank you much for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV. Producer Freddie Cruz is back at 710 KURV HQ in Mission. I'm broadcasting from San Antonio, just down the street from the Bexar County Economic Development Office. This is your station for Houston Astros play-by-play. We got to check of sports up next.
Your Houston Astros play here.
Left field. Good one. It's out of here.
Catch the action all season long on News Talk 710 KURV.
Deep to right field, and you can kiss it goodbye.
Don't miss the crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd. We'll bring you each weeknight and weekend game with pregame and postgame coverage and all the action in between. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
Hi, this is Red Stegall, Texas rancher and musician. I'm inviting you to saddle up for the Alamo Statewide Stampede. We're challenging Texas counties, big and small, to raise the most funds for the Alamo. Join by donating livestock proceeds or any dollar amount, which will go towards restoring the mission site and battlefield, a state-of-the-art museum, and more. You can prove your small town has the biggest Texas state pride and make the Alamo so much more than you remember. Donate today at thealamo.org.
The rental team at ASCO is ready to help you find the right equipment to do the job. For over 65 years, we've dedicated ourselves to supporting you with fast service and reliable equipment. Choose from daily, weekly, or long-term rental options to fit your project's needs. Buy it, rent it, support it. We're on it at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com for your next equipment rental. That's ASCOEQ.com.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity is stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Later on today, starting at 9, stay tuned for The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez, followed by The Dana Lash Show at 11 on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Pacers with an 8-0 run in overtime to knock the Bucks out of the playoffs to win the series 4-1. Celtics crushed the Magic to close out their first-round series in 5. Pistons not dead yet. Stave off elimination, beat the Knicks in the West. Jamal Murray game-high 43. Nuggets take a 3-2 series lead over the Clippers. Down 3-0 in the first period. Hurricanes with a 4-goal second, then beat the Devils in double overtime to advance to the second round. Senators stave off elimination for a second time after shutting out the Maple Leafs in Game 5. Golden Knights beat the Wild in overtime, lead the series 3-2. Oilers hold off the Kings for a 3-2 series lead. Yankees hit 6 solo homers, crushed the Orioles. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
Rangers finally get the bats going with a boom of offense last night, winning 15-2. Rangers run it back with the A's tonight at 7:05. And the Astros have a huge rally in the 6th and 7th inning to claw past the Tigers last night, getting the win 6-4. Astros play again today at 1:05. I'm Trevor Beck, TSN Sports.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast is going to be cloudy and breezy with a high of 89 to 97. Cloudy tonight, 76. Then we'll have some sunshine at first tomorrow, but it turns cloudy again with a high of 90 to 95. Friday is going to be variably cloudy at 91. Heavy showers in the morning. Saturday turns into strong thunderstorms in the afternoon with a high of 81. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
It's 78 degrees at News Talk 710 KURV, or HQ in Mission, Texas, where Mission meets McAllen at Taylor and Business 83. Border Bridge wait times, as posted on KURV.com. Right-hand margin, you'll see the Border Bridge wait times reported by Customs. So the busy bridge right now in the McAllen area is the Far Bridge at 45 minutes. Brownsville, how you doing? Let me see here. Gateway is at 45. And south of Harlingen, Los Indios is at 1 hour. Thank you much for waking up with News Talk 710 KURV. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with producer Fred Cruz. Freddie's at HQ 710 KURV in Mission. I'm in San Antonio this morning, down the street from the Bexar County Economic Development Office. We got business news, check of your money, and big layoffs coming at UPS. That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
I got a phone call yesterday around noon, and I was at the gym at the time. They called me twice, and I called back, and they told me, you won $1,000, and I didn't believe it. I actually had to call my bank, and I called customer service and everything, and then they also confirmed that it's true that I won, and that's why I love Lone Star National Bank.
Swipe, win, repeat. For every 35 debit card swipes, our customers have a chance at winning $1,000 every quarter. Make the switch to LSNB. Start swiping today.
News Talk 710 KURV captured the conversations at Rioplex. Our own Sergio Sanchez shared what this event means for the future of business and economic growth in the Rio Grande Valley. Relive all the insights on our social media platforms. We are the South Texas Pulse of Business, 710 KURV.
Exciting events, graduations, concerts at a world-class arena right here in Cameron County. Vote for the venue. The venue tax is already in place, paid primarily by visitors through hotel stays and rental cars. No new taxes for local communities. A vote for means an arena becomes a designated venue project. Early voting is now through the 29th. Election day is Saturday, May 3rd. Vote for the venue. Paid political ad by the Cameron County Now PAC.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 and Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity is stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
710 KURV. Streaming live at KURV.com. Powered by Texas Mutual Workers Compensation Insurance. A policyholder-owned company. Work safe, Texas.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Private sector payrolls rose by just $62,000 for the month, the smallest gain since July of 2024. This is down from $147,000 in March and missed the Dow Jones consensus estimate for an increase of $120,000. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index for March is also due out in 10 minutes. Economists polled by Dow Jones see no gain for March and a reading of 2.2% for headline inflation. The PCE is closely watched by the Federal Reserve and is one of its preferred inflation metrics. Yum Brands, the parent of KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell, posted mixed first quarter results as earnings beat Wall Street estimates but revenue missed. Pizza Hut's same-store sales fell more than expected. Yum Brands said sales rose 12% in the first quarter. Futures are mixed. Tuesday, the Dow Industrials gained 300, the NASDAQ up 95, the S&P 500 up 32. Once again, futures are mixed. That's your money now.
The price of gold continues to skyrocket. Gold bullion has been selling for around $3,500 per ounce. As I mentioned before the commercial break, UPS laying off 20,000 workers over the remainder of 2025. This following 12,000 job cuts in 2024. UPS operates in more than 200 countries. National reports say the job cuts at UPS are linked to a drastic drop in Amazon deliveries. And look who's coming back. Big Lots in the nation's midsection. And in the South, Big Lots is reopening some of their shuttered stores. Your 710 KURV exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Highs today should be a nice cool 96 to 97 degrees. We got rain in the forecast starting on Friday. For the latest in weather, this is Newstalk 710 KURV, our conversations with AccuWeather. Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on Newstalk 710 KURV. Happy Wednesday.
You pay thousands of dollars in property tax every year, and it just seems to get higher. But what if I told you could potentially...
You got Brian Reed here. Brian Reed here.
Tax bill smaller, or you pay us nothing, zero. We're CAD Tax. CAD Tax has successfully been reducing property taxes for years, saving people thousands of dollars, and that reduces your monthly payment to the bank, or it puts money directly into your pocket. Homes, apartments, commercial properties, CAD Tax makes it easy for you. CAD Tax, you pay absolutely nothing unless they win. And when CAD Tax wins, you win. 956-631-SAVE. CAD Tax, a local company where one of their expert staff members will assist you right now. 956-631-SAVE. 631-SAVE.
CAD Tax, CAD Tax, CAD Tax, CAD Tax.
The top real estate team in this entire region is the Ryan and Brian real estate team. And it's the only team that I'm calling to sell my home, to help purchase a home. Trust the Ryan and Brian real estate team. Brian Reed, he guarantees that he can sell your home at the price that you guys sit down and talk about it and agree on a time and a price. Yeah, he'll take care of it. He guarantees it. Otherwise, he'll sop it up. He'll buy that home from you. Isn't that great? Also, the Ryan and Brian team, if you just want to skip all the showings, Brian Reed can make an instant cash offer as well. Check out why the Ryan and Brian team, they have received more than 600 five-star Google reviews. They have partnered, the Ryan and Brian team, they've partnered with one of the nation's top builders. We got some brand new, beautiful homes here in South Texas right now with Edwards Homes. And they're building new homes in South Texas that are gorgeous. They're affordable with low rates. There's a limited supply of these Edwards homes, so you may want to ask about that. Dan, here in the air, he recently moved into one of those Edwards homes, thanks to agent Alex, who, by the way, Dan, he tried to go solo. He tried to do it, on his own. Let me buy it on my own. Well, it's a good thing he called Alex at the Ryan and Brian real estate team, because Alex got him $10,000 in concessions that otherwise Dan would have had to pay, because he didn't know, wasn't an expert when it came to real estate. The Ryan and Brian real estate team, start that conversation, purchase a brand new home from Edwards Homes with him. 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
Bumper-to-bumper information.
The Valley's morning news.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Thank you much for making us a part of your morning. On the radio, 710 AM KURV. And some of you guys that have EVs joining us on Bluetooth at Radio Para Mi. That's the way to do it. Go to Radio Para Mi and discover the broadcast online at that free app, Radio Para Mi. Look for 710 KURV. I'm Sergio Sanchez reporting to you from San Antonio, down the street from the Bexar County Economic Development Office. Show producer Fred Cruz holding down the fort at HQ in Mission, Texas. News on 710 KURV is a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa, the crowd in Warren, Michigan, cheering on President Trump.
The heartland of our nation to celebrate the most successful first 100 days of any administration in the history of our country.
Chamberlain this break.
Foreign automobiles.
This is going to create more jobs in this state and this country.
But his message on the economy receiving mixed response from the public. Democrats on the Senate floor preaching gloom and doom.
Unimaginable amount of havoc and harm President Donald Trump has caused for Wisconsinites.
Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin. Severe weather leaves at least 3 people dead. Strong storms knocking out power from the plains to the northeast. Pennsylvania taking a major punch from Mother Nature. America's listening to Fox News.
Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins promoting changes to the food stamp program.
Rollins and Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. met with ag researchers at A&M and talked about their campaign to make America healthy again. Rollins says they are encouraging states to apply for waivers to the normal USDA rules so they can block people on food stamps from using them to buy junk food.
The government money using taxpayer-funded dollars is paying for food that is not nutritious, that is not healthy, and is making our kids sick.
Iowa, Nebraska, Arkansas, and Indiana have all submitted requests. The Texas State Senate has passed a bill that would ban SNAP recipients from purchasing junk food.
The Texas Senate has unanimously approved legislation to better clarify when physicians or abortionists can legally perform abortions.
It's called the Life of the Mother Act, House Bill 31. It's designed to provide clarity as to when doctors can perform legal abortions. Democratic State Senator Carol Alvarado co-authored it.
It makes it clear that a physician does not need to wait to treat a pregnant woman until she is physically suffering.
The bill also provides legal guidance. Republican State Senator Brian Hughes authored it.
Every physician must receive this training on condition of receiving or renewing a medical license.
The State House companion to this bill still stuck in committee. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
About 3 in 10 Americans are expecting their household finances to improve in the year 2026.
A poll from the economist YouGov found 30% of Americans expect their household finances will be better in April of 2026, marking the lowest share since October of last year. 28% of respondents said they think it will be about the same, while another 29% predicted they would be worse off, and around 13% were unsure. The survey also showed that 41% of respondents approved and 51% disapproved of Trump's handling of the economy and jobs. The findings come as President Trump's handling of the economy remains in the negatives, despite an uptick after he temporarily paused many of his tariff plans. I'm Mark Mayfield.
And a very good morning to all the gang over at Palm Valley, the puppy shelter, and the little kitties. Oh, today is National Adopt a Shelter Pet. And also looking at the national calendar, something fun. Today we celebrate a cookie that we say, oh, it's an oatmeal cookie, right? It's healthy, right?
We'll start with a cookie that is always in the top 5 of favorite cookies, according to Cravery. Packed with vitamins and antioxidants, and 77% of us like it without raisins. But put a raisin in that cookie, and that number drops to about 23% for likability. A Reddit poll shows most people believe raisins are okay, but not great, but also not the enemy, unless it's in your oatmeal cookie. I'm Bree Tennis.
It's not exactly an oatmeal cookie, but there's some oatmeal in there. It's those heavenly DoubleTree hotel cookies. You know what I'm talking about, right? You guys ever stayed at DoubleTree? Oh my goodness. I just buy like a half dozen of those and, just share them here in the studio. Freddie's going, what? You share those cookies? Like what? When did I get? I was supposed to get a cookie. Yeah, it's the DoubleTree cookies. Oh my goodness, those are awesome. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Freddie Cruz is at HQ in Mission. I'm in San Antonio. Join us live, Radio Para Mí. I'm so happy to get a chance to mention my friend Dale Johnson again.
Justice. We'll be there. When you need someone to defend you, when you need a champion, we will be that force. So if the unfortunate ever happens and you or someone you love is in an accident, call me, Jay Gonzalez, or Jay Gonzalez Law Firm, a force for justice.
My friend Dale Johnson, who I've proudly represented, and I've told you about him for many years now, his awesome group at DOJ, top commercial roofer in this entire region. My dear friend and brother in Christ, Dale Johnson, he is taking it to the next level. For many months, had conversations with some really good folks, a major outfit. It was like Dale Johnson and his team on steroids, because Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, they have that same culture. And see, Dale Johnson has joined forces with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. I had a chance to meet Tim with Chamberlain the other day. Man, they're already like hammers are flying already in South Texas, near the coast, near the port. I mean, SpaceX, all those things, just amazing projects that they're involved in. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing brings the same culture of excellence, superior customer service, a commitment to make you happy as a business owner and as a manager. Just like I've been telling you for years to call Dale Johnson. Well, Dale Johnson has joined forces, locked arms with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, which means an expanded menu of new services, expanded services, all these amazing warranties that they provide. Of course, with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, 125 years of experience and cutting-edge technology when it comes to roof installation and repair, and, of course, the waterproofing solutions that I know that you're seeking. Trust Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. My friend Dale Johnson, trust them. You should as well. So here's the number, 956-566-6822. The website, chamberlainltd.com.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Cal at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Stay tuned and get your brain stimulated. 710 KURV.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast is going to be cloudy and breezy with a high of 89 to 97. Cloudy tonight, 76. Then we'll have some sunshine at first tomorrow, but it turns cloudy again with a high of 90 to 95. Friday is going to be variably cloudy at 91. Heavy showers in the morning Saturday turns into strong thunderstorms in the afternoon with a high of 81. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
And temperatures across South Texas, mostly in the upper 70s. News Talk 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. President Trump will meet with executives of some major companies at the White House today, continuing to promote investment in the U.S. Already hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars have been committed to expanding operation and manufacturing in this country by NVIDIA, Johnson & Johnson. Conversations taking place with them, also Eli Lilly, GE Aerospace, SoftBank, and other companies meeting at the White House today. General Motors recalling hundreds of thousands of vehicles worldwide. There is a problem with engine performance with a 2021 some of the 2021 to 2024 Cadillac Escalades. Border Bridge wait times on 710 KURV is posted on KURV.com. We're looking at 45-minute wait time at FAR, 45-minute wait time at Gateway. News Talk 710 KURV is your one and only station in South Texas for Houston Astros play-by-play. The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
Rangers finally get the bats going with a boom of offense last night, winning 15-2. Rangers run it back with the A's tonight at 7:05. And the Astros have a huge rally in the 6th and 7th inning to claw past the Tigers last night, getting the win 6-4. Astros play again today at 1:05. I'm Trevor Beck, TSN Sports.
The Pacers with an 8-0 run in overtime to knock the Bucks out of the playoffs to win the series 4-1. Celtics crushed the Magic to close out their first-round series in 5. Pistons not dead yet. Stave off elimination, beat the Knicks in the West. Jamal Murray game-high 43. Nuggets take a 3-2 series lead over the Clippers. Down 3-0 in the first period. Hurricanes with a 4-goal second, then beat the Devils in double overtime to advance to the second round. Senators stave off elimination for a second time after shutting out the Maple Leafs in Game 5. Golden Knights beat the Wild in overtime, lead the series 3-2. Oilers hold off the Kings for a 3-2 series lead. Yankees hit 6 solo homers, crushed the Orioles. That's sports. I'm Rhonda Moss.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. The U.S. economy contracted in the first 3 months of 2025, fueling recession fears. The Commerce Department.
Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez,